कितने सरदर्द और कितने हमदर्द देखे हैं हम सब बॉलीवुड लवर्स ने इन 10 सालों में. How many Jhakaas films memorable in every way? How many Bakwaas films intolerable in every way? This is Umar Qureshi to take you on a 10-year journey of the best and the worst. Welcome to our special show, Picture Jhakaas या Picture Bakwaas. From 2004 with the launch of your channel Zoom to 2014. टेक्निक्स बदले, स्टोरी लाइन्स बदली, एडिटिंग तेज हुई, एक्शन और खतरनाक हुआ, प्राइसेस स्टार के सबसे ज़्यादा बढ़े, लेकिन एक चीज़ की ज़रूरत कांस्टेंट रही, एक अच्छी स्क्रिप्ट, एक एंगेजिंग कहानी की. वो ज़रूरत आज भी है और हमेशा रहेगी. और एक और चीज़, जूम का साथ आपके साथ. तो चलिए एक फ्लैशबैक पर माई 10 बेस्ट एंड माई 10 वर्स्ट फिल्म्स ऑफ द लास्ट 10 ईयर्स. शायद आप अग्री करें, शायद आप डिसअग्री करें, तो क्यों ना आप अपनी लिस्ट मुझे लिखें. शायद आपकी पिक सही हो. सो लेट्स गो टू पिक्चर झकास या पिक्चर बकवास. Welcome to the Zoom Review Show. Hi, my name is Omar Qureshi and I'm back with the latest from the world of Bollywood. I'm Omar Qureshi. 3.5 stars for date night. In the movie world, there's a very loaded term called Paisa Vasool. I give this sex tape 4 stars. 2.5 stars for its entertaining first half. I go with 4 stars, a superb first attempt. 3.5 stars for Stanley का डब्बा. That you should watch this tiger in all its glory. एक था टाइगर को मैं देता हूँ 4 stars. फटा पोस्टर निकला हीरो को मैं देता हूँ 3 stars. Go out and watch this one क्योंकि Prisoners को मैं देता हूँ 4 stars. For a one-time time pass watch. सबसे पहले my list of the 10 best films of the last decade. Picture Jhakaas in no order as such. वीर ज़ारा का नाम तो आना ही था. A love story of epic proportions showing us the true colors of love and tenderness, not eroding with time. A cross-border story of two people from different faiths and the deep intense love. फिल्म की स्टोरी बहुत engaging थी और इसकी बड़ी स्टार कास्ट कंप्राइजिंग शाहरुख, रानी, प्रीति सभी ने सुपर परफॉर्मेंसेस डिलीवर करे. यश चोपड़ा सुपर्ब शो आज भी अपने स्वीपिंग कैनवस से प्यार में डूबे दिलों को लुभाता है, अपनी सिनेमाटोग्राफी से और लेट मदन मोहन के टाइमलेस संगीत से जो अपने आप में ही एक किरदार है. माय फेवरेट इज जानम देख लो मिट गई दूरियां, मैं यहाँ हूँ यहाँ हूँ यहाँ हूँ यहाँ. Superb. This movie also gave a unique message of unity. Veer Zara, a grand love story, deserves to be rated among the best. This is a patriotic film with a difference. It was groundbreaking the way the story was told, using youth to tell the story of nationalism and patriotic love. This was a very original concept and a very well developed film. रंग दे बसंती ने भारत के करप्ट पॉलिटिशियंस पे भाष्य किया और दिखाया कि इंडियन यूथ कितना पावरफुल है. The way Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra wrote this story using legendary freedom fighter Bhagat Singh's story to fire today's youth was superb. The movie had a tremendous cast in Amir Khan, Atul Kulkarni, Soha, Madhavan and others, and they all delivered knockout performances. Rang De Basanti had incredible music by A.R. Rahman and the songs became youth anthems. Overall, a new storytelling style and brilliant direction. Rang De Basanti had it all. It was tough to pick between Munna Bhai MBBS and its sequel Lage Raho Munna Bhai, both brilliant films, but I decided to go with the sequel because living up to an original blockbuster and developing a sequel is always more difficult. Yet Rajkumar Hirani delivered a knockout concept. This superbly entertaining comedy film अपने subtle social message के साथ लोगों के दिलों पर छा गई. अहिंसा का संदेश जो पहली फिल्म ने शुरू किया था continued with this installment too. Funny scenes, dialogues and brilliant acts by Sanjay Dutt, Vidya Balan, Arshad and Baman made this film a memorable experience. Lage Raho Munna Bhai के गाने भी शानदार थे and they entertained us thoroughly. This franchise is so brilliant that fans are still waiting for the next installment. Lage Raho, guys. When I met Amir Khan post Tare Zameen Par and discussed why he kept the movie low-key, he smiled and asked me a counter question. Would you have watched the movie if I told you it's about dyslexia? The distributors and studios would have said pagal ho gaya hai and run away. But I wanted to show how ailments can be shown to enlighten the public in an entertaining way. And that says it all. It enlightened us and how. Amir Khan put a child at the core and made a star out of the Chil Safari. The way the ignorance of parents makes them deal with children and the child suffering sensitively drives you to tears. The performances are superb, the music is heartrending. This one became a parental guide for all Indian parents. Amir kept himself out of the spotlight so as not to distract from the seriousness of the plot. This was a wonderfully touching film and will stay a landmark. अगर लव स्टोरीज की बात करें तो among the recent ones my all-time favorite has to be जब वी मेट. This 2007 super hit film by Imtiaz Ali charmed with its heartfelt love and simple innocence. थोड़ी पुरानी फिल्मों से inspired, this was treated in such a fresh fashion that it delighted the senses. Imtiaz delivered a superbly directed gem after his first film सोचा ना था, throwing in a rustic feel, superb performances by Kareena, who was outstanding as Geet, and by Shahid and all the supporting cast. The music was sensational and every song rocked, especially my favorite Ye Ishq Hai and Aaoge Jab Tum Sajna. I can still watch Jab We Met over and over again, and it's a fact that many films and many actresses still try to copy the plot and the act of brilliant Bebo. No wonder it swept every award that year. Take a brilliant subject, simplify it, throw in superb actors and a brilliant director and you have Three Idiots, today considered iconic in Indian cinema and the first film to cross the 200 crore mark, that too way back in 2009. This was a relevant story that united the youth tired of being told what to do. This film dealt with just that. To Do It My Way became the anthem and Hirani hit home yet again. And Amir's brilliance took it to new levels. Baman, Kareena, Madhavan Sharman were all superb. This was intelligent Indian comedy drama at its best with mature storytelling. इस फिल्म ने इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम पे लोगों का ध्यान आकर्षित किया और इसके लूपहोल सामने लाया in a very subtle way. This film spoke about success and the real meaning of it and everyone understood the message. Three Idiots के कैरेक्टर्स काफी बेहतरीन थे. कौन भूल सकता है रणछोड़ दास, श्यामल दास चांचड़, also known as Punsuk Mangdu, Dr. Biru Sastra Buddhi, Farhan, Raju, Chatur, brilliant stuff. Burfi, a special film about two special people, mute and deaf Murphy Johnson, also known as Burfi, and autistic Jhilmil. Innocent Burfi को beautiful Shruti और Jhilmil दोनों पसंद हैं. While helping Jhilmil, he is blamed of kidnapping her और उससे जेल हो जाती है. पर तभी भी Murphy का कैरेक्टर प्योर ही रहता है. ये फिल्म कैरेक्टर्स के इनोसेंस को बहुत शानदार तरीके से दिखाती है. हर एक के प्यार के सभी पहलू पे रोशनी डालती है और सटली बहुत सारे सोशल मैसेजेस दे जाती है. अनुराग बासु ने जिस तरह से ये फिल्म को पेश किया है वो काबिल तारीफ है और कभी भी ये फिल्म बोर नहीं करती. Fab performances by Ranbir Kapoor and Priyanka Chopra take this touching love story to another level. This film was selected as India's official entry for the Best Foreign Language Film nomination for the 85th American Academy Awards. Burfi was one of the finest films I've ever enjoyed. These were 7 of the top 10 films that Bollywood has given us in the Zoom decade 2004-2014. पर अभी भी कुछ झकास पिक्चर्स बाकी हैं. Stay tuned for more of Picture Jhakaas या Picture Bakwaas. Welcome back to Picture Jhakaas या Picture Bakwaas. We are talking about Jhakaas films of the last decade. So let's take our journey ahead with another rousing film, Vicky Dona. जब जॉन अब्राहम ने इस मूवी की अनाउंसमेंट की, मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्री एंड ऑडियंसेस वर शॉक्ड बिकॉज इट वाज अ टैबू टॉपिक. विकी डोनर की बैकग्राउंड स्टोरी थी स्पर्म डोनेशन फॉर मनी एंड हाउ विकी द स्पर्म डोनर मीट्स अ डिवोर्सी बैंकर एंड फॉल्स इन लव. The love story between two cultures, Punjabi and Bengali, the similarities and the culture shock are wonderfully shown and form a sidetrack of the movie to add on to the story. Sperm की बात करते वक्त ये फिल्म कहीं भी वल्गर नहीं हुई and without much ado, it spoke of social taboos. Shujay Sarkar's direction is commendable in handling this sensitive subject. हमारी हमेशा एक ही शिकायत थी that our films don't have great stories. पर विकी डोनर की स्टोरी इसका हीरो है. सुना है कि हॉलीवुड भी विकी डोनर से इंस्पायर होकर इसके रीमेक के चक्कर में है. This is the real donation that Vicky Donor made to the industry. Took a story with no stars and low budget and made it grow huge. Congrats, Team Vicky. विद्या बागची लंदन से कोलकाता आती है अपने मिसिंग पति की तलाश में जो इंडिया में एक असाइनमेंट पे था. She goes to the cops and tries everything to find her husband. Soon Vidya's personal quest turns into a political conspiracy and the story takes various turns. A perfect story for a thriller that has been narrated and shown in a landmark, almost perfect manner. सुजॉय घोष, अद्वैता काला, सुरेश नायर और निखिल व्यास की इस राइटिंग में एक अलग सा ग्रिपिंग फीलिंग रहता है. कहानी इमैक्युलेटली लिखी गई है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्लोली बिल्डअप करके मिस्ट्री दिखाने लायक है. This film never appears illogical and keeps you interested throughout. Vidya and Parambrata are brilliant in this film. Like a good thriller, the actual brilliance of Kahani springs at you in its climax, which leaves you spellbound. A superb thriller by Sujoy Ghosh, once again made on a tight budget and with the very spectacular Vidya Balan, filling the cinemas with a pregnant pause of shock and awe. After 4 years of courtship, Rani and Vijay are getting married. पर शादी के एक दिन पहले Vijay calls it off with a broken heart and left to take charge of her own life. Rani leaves for her honeymoon alone. She travels across Europe and discovers amazing things about herself. She comes back as a confident, modern and new age woman and now she refuses to marry Vijay. This simple story of Queen is very lovable and the transformation of Rani's character was loved by all. This is heartening because it shows a new and changing India, accepting of women's liberation in the true sense. Of course, Kangana Ranaut takes it to mind-boggling levels with uninhibited brilliance. She's growing as an actor with each film and she showed who's queen with this power act. The music was superb too. Overall, this comedy drama was a huge success story, both at the box office and with the critics. Bravo Kangana, long live the queen. वाह क्या जर्नी रही है इन 10 सालों की. We got to watch some fantastic films and not to say that others not on this list were not good enough. But this is my list. If you have your own, send them to facebook.com/zoomtv. तो ये थी मेरी जकास फिल्म्स. पर अभी शो बाकी है, अभी समय है मेरी बकवास लिस्ट का. So stay with me to see my worst 10 films of the last 10 years right after this break. वेलकम बैक टू माई स्पेशल एडिशन पिक्चर झकास या पिक्चर बकवास. अब मैं आपको ले चलता हूं उन फिल्मों की तरफ जिन्होंने आपको बहुत सताया और बॉक्स ऑफिस और क्रिटिक्स को भी. राम गोपाल वर्मा की फिल्म मेकिंग द फैक्ट्री से कई ज्वेल्स जुड़े हैं, रंगीला, सत्य एसेट्रा, लेकिन काफी सारे डिफेक्टिव पीसेस भी. और आरजीवी की आग टॉप्स द लिस्ट. दिस अटेम्प्टेड रीमेक ऑफ द आइकॉनिक शोले had big names like Amitabh Bachchan, Ajay Devgan, Mohanlal, Sushmita Sen and others. This was like committing the suicide that Viru only threatened to in Sholay, because Sholay's story was the revenge of Thakur on a Daku, while Ramu Ki Aag seems like his personal revenge upon the audiences. This was a recipe for disaster and a cult status among bad movies to date. Love Story 2050 Harry Baweja का तोहफा था to launch his son Harman Baweja, but the audiences wanted a return gift, the ticket money back. It was a disaster of epic proportions. There was no story, no action, no passion in this futuristic love story. Even the VFX seemed overdone with pink and purple high-rises in Mumbai. Hopefully that's not the future of Bollywood. This film had nothing going for it and even Priyanka could not save it. The only thing worth a mention was a Harman Priyanka real-life link-up and his fabulous dancing skills. Here's Himesh, the fearless, the daring, the gutsy, the indefatigable Himesh Reshamya. He had the guts to do what no one else dared, make a so-called remake of Subhash Ghai's super-hit film Kurz, which was a copy of the Hollywood film The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, but it still worked. ये स्टोरी तो वही है, but with some more twists and some Himesh music. The acting looked over the top, the romance was pale, the action was cold, the suspense was predictable. In short, इस फिल्म के सारे इमोशंस हमारे जज्बातों के साथ खिलवाड़ कर रहे थे. No wonder it vanished like a bad dead, and Himesh sang some more sad songs. द्रोणा देखने के बाद सबको आ गया रोना. एम्बिशियस यंग डायरेक्टर गोल्डी बहल ने ये इंडियन फैंटेसी सुपर हीरो फिल्म अभिषेक बच्चन को लेकर बनाई. अभिषेक, who plays Drona in the film, has to save Amrit from the Asuras. Priyanka Chopra plays Abhishek Bachchan's bodyguard, but in spite of that, he's unsmiling and sullen throughout. Maybe he knew the fate of this epic failed film. Eventually, the grand mythology trick that worked so well in Hollywood didn't fool the Indian masses, and no one went in for this Rona Drona. What's your राशि? आशुतोष गोवारकर की हर मूवी की तरह ये मूवी भी लंबी चौड़ी थी. जैसे आप गिफ्ट शॉप में राशि वाले ग्रीटिंग कार्ड खरीदने जाते हैं, वैसे हरमन अपनी दुल्हन ढूंढने निकलते हैं. And then he decides whom he wants to get married to. Nevertheless, this film is like a bottle of chloroform. The more you hold on to it, the more likely you are to pass out. God help us from this horoscope. Guru की सक्सेस के बाद रावण was made on a bigger scale, yet it turned out to be the biggest disaster for Mani Ratnam. मनी सर ने रावण की कहानी रावण के खुद के नजरिए से दिखाई थी. The thought, the cinematography and the music were very good, but the story, screenplay, dialogues and direction were all over the place. It was full of flaws. Unfortunately for Mani sir, it was just not happening or gripping at any level. Talk about a Ravan-sized debacle. David Dhawan is normally known to make comedies that crack you up, but a comedy that made you cry was a new one from David. Rascals was the culprit. The story and the gags were so old, boring and flat that they put you to sleep. The stars Sanjay Dutt and Ajay Devgan seemed bored and disinterested. I guess they realized early on that this one wasn't happening. Can you call the audience's rascals for missing this one? Nah, they were the smart ones. And this one went down in history as being David's worst ever. Aliens, villagers, a corny story, Shirish Kunde's crazy concoctions and a joker in the pack. Ingredients for a joke on the audiences. The story could have been better penned by a kindergarten kid in his or her rough book. The actors spoke a language that only the aliens understood, quite literally. The stars Akshay Kumar and Sonakshi Sinha were so shocked to see the final product that they quickly alienated themselves from the promotion of the film. And Joker remains to date among the biggest duds in Bollywood. Ouch. After the grand success of Dabangg with Salman Khan and Arbaz Khan, Abhinav Kashyap felt confident enough to repeat the magic with his next. But Besharam was far from the recipe and the magic that went into Dabangg. Apart from a very talented star cast, Besharam had nothing going for it. The script and dialogues were brazenly shameless and the box office result was shameful. Even the rocking Ranbir and the very talented Neetu and Rishi Kapoor couldn't save this shamefaced film. This easily scores among one of the tackiest big budget movies ever, and the Besharmi was returned by the audiences who rejected the film lock, stock and barrel. Abhinav almost damaged some serious reputations here, hopefully not his own. If there's a worst among the worst, then Sajid Khan's Hum Shakals takes that crown easily. Sajid Khan की हर फिल्म की तरह इस फिल्म में भी कोई स्टोरी नहीं है. All you see is a huge 80s hangover, which is in all his films, and inane silliness. There's just a huge star cast playing mad, crazy people insensitively. Men who think they are dogs, a mad scientist, bad dialogues, bad jokes, confusion, marginalized women. It tries to blatantly copy scenes from the legendary Kishore Kumar's Half Ticket, but Sajid ends up with just butter on his face. This one is set in an asylum, but all those watching are bound to go mad. This is bottom of the barrel even by bad standards. तो ये था हमारा 10 साल का फिल्मी सफर. Kuch Jhakaas, kuch Bakwaas. I shared with you my list, you may have your own. So send them in and keep watching Zoom for more Bollywood updates. मैं उमर कुरैशी अभी के लिए आपको कुछ मेमोरेबल सफ़र और कुछ पेनफुल सफरिंग के साथ छोड़ता हूँ. Till next time, goodbye and take care.